Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Getting the camera up and going, make sure everything is going live here. Mobile Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. If you jump into the feed, I'm going to give a few minutes, kind of get us up and going and let everybody come in. If you're jumping into the feed, put a comment in. Let me know where you're from. Always love when I do these things online, seeing where everybody is at and where they're coming from. So let me know, city and state. Got a few more minutes before we get going here. Hello, hello. This is actually one of the first times that I have done Facebook Live on someone else's page. So it's either going to be really cool or a complete disaster. Either way, it should be entertaining. So if you're coming in, I see some people coming in now. Jump into the comments. Let me know what city you're located in, seeing where everybody's at. Wake Forest. Awesome. Hey, Tammy. Got a few more minutes here before we get going. This is a whole new setup too here on Facebook Live with for the speakers and everything. So it's pretty cool. I'm learning some stuff here too. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for being here. All right, give a few more minutes. If you're just jumping in, drop in what city you're at and let me know that you are here. Amanda, how are you? Thanks for coming. Bermuda Run, I think I know where that's at. I was actually out there for dinner just the other night, so glad to see you. Sherritt's Ford, is that how you say that, Lynn? What's that located near? Sherritt's Ford. As you can tell, working remotely because our business has changed quite a bit in the past few days. So Clemens, hello, Brad. The mayor of Clemens, Brad Hunter, is here. Not really the mayor, but he basically runs Clemens. So glad you're here. So I have 1 o'clock here. So we're going to get started into this Mobile Monday for the North Carolina Association of Realtors. Thank y'all so much for coming. Throughout this, drop in comments. I see your comments popping up. Like I said, if you're just coming in, throw the city that you're in. So one, I know you're here, and two, where I know that you're at. So if you have not met me before, my name is Mark Saunders. First and foremost, I say this in all my classes, I am a realtor. I'm a realtor here in Winston-Salem, and I do sales and property management. I also am fortunate enough to travel quite a bit and teach technology and CE across North Carolina to my realtor family all over North Carolina. So if you have noticed, our industry has changed quite a bit here recently, as in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It has changed quite a bit. And if you're coming on this video to kind of hear some technology, I hope I'm not letting you down. I'm really not going to be talking much about technology today. I kind of had some other things that I was thinking about that we kind of need to talk about our business. If you're like me, you're probably getting overloaded with emails about new technology you should be incorporating in to go remote and all of that stuff. So I'm not really going to talk too much about technology. I will tell you, though, that at Thursday at 1 o'clock, we are planning on doing a webinar. There I will be jumping into a lot of technology on how to work remote in your business and everything, especially for property management, but it really is going to be related to all real estate professionals in their business and everything that we're in. But today, what I wanted to talk about was developing a plan of action for the next few months. Like I said, our industry has changed a lot in just 2 to 3 weeks. To show you how it's kind of affected my business, about 3 weeks ago, March the 9th, I was actually teaching in Elizabeth City in the Outer Banks. There's probably a few realtors, I see a couple of names popping up, that was in those classes 3 to 4 weeks ago. Now, it's amazing that just 3 weeks ago, I was in a room at the Outer Banks with about 100 realtors, 80 to 100 realtors in that class, sold out, packed room. Now, imagine how much that's changed in just 3 weeks. Now we can't be in a room with more than 10 people, and we really shouldn't be around anybody at all. So that's how much has changed. So I was down along the Outer Banks teaching. When I got back home, I'll be honest with you, it felt like everything was falling apart. For the next 2 weeks in my business, especially, I was just very reactive to everything because things are changing so fast. Now, my business, like I said earlier, I do sales and property management. So I was trying to keep up with everything that was going on in both of those. The sales side of things, at that time, we had about 18 properties under contract, 18 to 20 that we were trying to get closed. And also the property management side of things, because everything was just changing. About that time, our sheriff in our area basically said we couldn't do evictions anymore. So that completely changed how the rental side of things went. And so, I was just running around trying to just react to everything. Also at that time, in about 3 days, I had 12 speaking engagements basically just cancel on me out of nowhere. Things were changing so fast. So tell me in the comments, has things been changing really fast in your business and everything? I'd love to see that, and just tell me, throw some comments in there. It really didn't sink into me how much everything has changed until one evening at about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I jumped into my email because I had been so busy I hadn't even been able to look at it. And I started looking through some old emails, and really things that were a big issue 4 or 5 weeks ago really were not that big of an issue anymore now that we were kind of in quarantine and going into lockdown and everything. And it was just amazing to see how much things has changed. And I don't know about you during those past 2 to 3 weeks, but I was physically and emotionally drained after every day because I was running around putting out fires, and it felt like I was doing a week's worth of work every single day just to keep up, just to kind of tread water. And what I realized is that I was in complete reactive mode throughout the whole time. I was waiting for bad news to hit, and then I was going to react to it and hear bad news, and this is what we were going to do. Now, normally I'm a proactive person. I try to stay ahead of things, but given our current environment and everything, it threw me behind and made me very reactive. And I realized that just will drain you throughout everything. So that's when I decided, okay, this was about the middle of last week. I need to take a step back and look at what's going on in our environment, what's going on, what's changing, and how can we pivot and go from being completely reactive to what everything is going on and go to more proactive, start having a plan, even in this uncharted waters that we're into before. How do we get more proactive? And that's when I got an email from the NC Realtors asking me to do the Mobile Monday. I think they were kind of wanting me to do or thinking about doing some technology. But when we talked about this topic, I said, I think a message that we need to kind of be looking at and having is, one, trying to be as positive as we can in this environment and try to get from being so reactive and being more proactive in the things that we do. So here are a few things that I want to talk about that I've learned in the past few weeks and what I've started implementing more into my business and what I hope you get out of this short session that we're going to have today. So number one, I hope this session offers you some hope and some peace in the weeks and the months ahead. We are definitely in uncharted territory, uncharted water, and things are changing basically daily. So we kind of have to look for the positive things in that. Number two, I hope you realize that you're not going through all of this alone. We are all in this together. I've never seen an event like this where everybody is connected to it in one way or the other. So you're not going through this alone. It's affecting everybody. And I hope you realize that you need to be proactive throughout all of this. The third thing I want you to do is I want to help you come up with a personal and a professional business plan for the next 4 to 5 months. Now, I'm a planner. I plan out everything. I'll tell you, my business plan for 2020 is pretty much out the window now because things have changed so much. But I want you to kind of come up with a business plan for the next 4 to 5 months. I'm kind of gearing up and planning for the current environment that we're in to be like this probably until August or September. I hope I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I feel and think and see us going. And that's kind of what I'm trying to prepare for. And then number 4, if you come to any of my classes, I try to give you resources. I never like going to classes and they come up with these ideas, but then just kind of throw you back out there. So I'm going to put some resources together that I'm going to give you to hope you come up with a kind of a game plan to get us through all of this. So number one, like I said, hope this offers you some hope and peace. So if you just take a step back and really see everything that's going on, there's a lot of really wonderful things that are happening now. There's a lot of bad things going on and a lot of change is happening, but there's actually some really cool things. But if you're in the middle of being so reactive to everything and you're doing nothing but putting out fires and you're doing nothing but watching negative news all the time and being around a lot of negative things, which, to be honest with you, I'm a technology person, I'm a little bit of a nerd. Social media a lot of times is a negative thing. You're going to miss out on some things that are happening that's really encouraging and really positive. Here's a few things that I've noticed. And if you want to throw some things that you've seen in the comments, I would love to see them. Here's a few things that I've noticed, that even though we're social distancing right now, people are connecting like they have not in a long, long time. So, for example, neighbors are checking on neighbors again to see how they could help. Churches are getting really creative and finding ways to reach out to help people that needs help right now. I know, for example, my church has put together kind of an online Google form that people could fill out if they need someone to go buy groceries for them or pick up their prescriptions or anything like that. They're getting real creative. I will tell you too, keep your church in mind right now. They're going through this just like everybody else. And I'm afraid there's a lot of churches going to be struggling because they're not going to have Easter service. So if you're involved with the church, be sure to reach out to them. Random strangers on Facebook are offering to help any way that they can. I mean, I've seen some groups put together that are making face masks for their local hospitals and first responders, and also it's really cool to see how people are connecting that way. Other things that I've noticed, doctors, nurses, scientists, they're becoming national heroes, which they truly are right now. I say this all along, when this is all over, our nation needs to do something very special to honor our nurses, doctors, scientists, everyone that's on the front lines for this. Who knows where this is going to go, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of kids that see how awesome these doctors, nurses, and scientists are, and they're going to be going into that field now because of this. I'm seeing teachers, they're connecting to students like they've never done before, or things that we would have thought would have been impossible 4 or 5 months ago. Teachers are doing it now, connecting to students. I know this because my wife is a pre-K teacher, and I've seen what she's been able to do, and her school and other teachers in the area with the way they're doing the classrooms online and everything. It's just absolutely amazing to see how they're able to connect and get through this. Families, other positive things that I'm seeing, families are reconnecting like they haven't done in a long, long time. Just look at your Facebook feed and look at your friends and family and all that are posting pictures of them cooking out or going fishing or camping or having a bonfire in their backyard. There's really nothing else to do because there's no sports or anything, but it's really cool to see the families reconnect. And another positive thing that I've seen, real estate brokers are reviewing and innovating in their business, that when this is all said and done, I think our industry is going to be set with some great foundations and some great ways to grow in the future, because we've really been innovating now and finding ways to work around all these issues that are coming out. So looking at things this way, we really are blessed, even at this hard time, with the opportunity that's come up in the way that we are responding. And it's actually given us an opportunity because we're going to be at home more. It's giving us the opportunity to review our business and also to be able to learn some new skills throughout this whole process, which I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. So that's the thing. You kind of got to disconnect and stay out of the bad news and everything floating around. Look for the blessings that are out there every day if you look for them. So the second thing I wanted to tell you about is help you realize you're not going through this alone. I think you can see that this is affecting everybody. Everybody that is anywhere has been affected by this. So we really are in this together. So it's really cool to see how people are helping each other throughout this whole ordeal. So I've been doing real estate for about 15 years. Wow, 15 years goes fast. I've been teaching for about 6 or 7 years. And when I first started teaching technology, I did most of it, and I still do a lot of it for free because I enjoy it. I get to meet some awesome people. But it's funny, whenever my business would slow down and I would do free classes, or I would just try to help people, my business would pretty much pick right back up right after that. So there's a saying that by Zig Ziglar, I say it all the time: you can have anything you want in this life if you find a way to help enough other people get what they want. I'm a firm believer in that. So you have skills. I'm sure you have some knowledge that can help people. I want to challenge you to find a way to help other people. And it's amazing when you start doing that, how much your business could actually pick up just by helping people in a way that you might not have thought about. It could be clients that are looking for help right now with dealing with mortgage payments or just need some information. You could be that resource. You can be basically, there's all different ways you can look. You might just need to make a list of what's some things that you can do to help somebody. And it's amazing to see how all that looks around, how that will work. So I want to challenge you to find a way that you can help somebody. Look for ways to help people around you. Maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's a client, maybe it's a fellow realtor, whatever it is, find a way to help people. And when we come out of this on the other side, you're going to be in a much better spot. The third thing I'll mention about, help you come up with both a personal and a professional business plan for the next 4 to 5 months. You know, there's really never been a better time to learn some new skills. I've heard it for years. I go around and teach, and I teach technology, and people would say, you know, this is great. I wish I could put it in my business. I just don't have the time. Well, now you probably have the time, especially as we're quarantined to our home and we can't get out and do things. You know, now's the time to be thinking about, all right, if this goes on for 3, 4, 5 months, when I come out, what are the skills that I want to develop, that I want to learn while I'm doing this? So when I come out of this, I'm going to be able to grow my business even faster and with this new skill set. So, you know, like I said earlier, don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm a very positive person, but I think we're probably going to be in this until around August or September. That's what I'm planning for. So if that's the case, my main question to you is, what skills are you going to put in place so when this is over, you can incorporate it in your business right away? There's all types of things that you can put into your business. So, I mean, you could learn social media skills. You can learn some technology. Pick 2 or 3 technology, new pieces of technology you want to put in your business. Maybe it's doing video like this. Maybe it's, you know, going back and rereading all the forms, or learning more about government, you know, real estate issues and everything. Whatever it is, pick some stuff, set a plan for it, and start finding a way to get better at it. There's so many resources out there, like udemy.com. You can go on there, you can learn some new tips, some new tricks, you can learn new software, whatever. And never pay full retail on there. They always offer promo codes, but you can get for about $10, you can have a full class. Learn photography. I mean, that's something I did years ago. I took an online photography class because there's really no reason to have bad pictures anymore in MLS with all the tools that we have. So there's so many different things that you can learn there. So I want you to sit down and think about it over the next few days. What personally do I want to put in my plan, and what professional, what do I want to put into my business? Put that plan together and start working at it. Because there's basically 2 choices that we have right now, especially when we're at home as much as we are. One, we could wake up in the morning, not really have a game plan, watch the news for 3 hours and get totally depressed, and then be reactive to the rest of our day. Or we can get up in the morning, have a game plan, maybe limit your news to 30 minutes, and then get into your day, get into your routine, listen to some audiobooks, start reading and everything. And it will be amazing how your mindset is and how things will start falling into place, because you're being proactive through all of this instead of reactive. So a couple tips I'll throw out at you: limit your daily news. Now, I want you to stay in the loop and know what's going on. I am a news junkie. I could watch the news all the time. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I set a limit, 30 minutes, and that is all, 30 minutes max. So in the morning, I'll get up, I'll watch 30 minutes, and then I'm cutting it off, because I know I'm doing everything I possibly can to keep my family, my staff, and myself safe throughout this time. So that's good enough for me. Number 2, I would tell you, try to connect. Even though we're home by ourselves and we're social distancing, connect with people online. We're very fortunate to have these types of things that can go on to where we can connect to people, connect with like-minded, positive people. there probably are some people in your Facebook and social media feeds that you might need to block for the time being, because it's like being friends with Eeyore in Facebook and everything doom and gloom comes from them. We don't need that right now. We know what's going on with the situation out there. Let's find positive people that we can encourage each other throughout this time. Number three, I would tell you, another tip I tell you, read positive books that can help you learn new skills. This is something that I love to read. I'm an avid reader, read all the time. This is something I try to do. Now, I used to read a lot more books over the course of a year. I've kind of scaled back because I would rather read one book a month, really understand it, really work on incorporating it, than read 4 books in a month and not really getting much out of it. But whatever you do, read some new books, read some new ways of thinking, read some new ways to look at situations. And actually, what I'm going to do for y'all being on here, I'm going to throw a link in the comment section. And if you don't get it, feel free to email me. I'll send it to you. I've put together a book list that probably has, I don't know, 100 plus books that might help you in your business. And it covers everything from personal finance, leadership skills, negotiation skills, time management, all of that. I've put that list together just for you to help you pick out a couple. Pick 2 or 3 skills that you want and put them in business, put them into play, put them in your plan for the next 4 to 5 months. And then finally, I will tell you, actually, this is number 4. I got 5 tips here for you. Number 4, research some new tools, some new technology tools. Now, if you want to dive in deep, once again, self-promotion here, I guess. Thursday, I'm doing another free webinar. We're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth, but find some new tech tools you can use that you can start slowly incorporating in your business. Some of the ones that I use, okay, I'm going to throw these at you pretty quick. Huge fan of BombBomb, integrating video into your email and your messaging. So look at BombBomb. A new one that I really like, and we're going to definitely cover it on Thursday to help you work remote, is called Time Doctor. Time Doctor. I like them so much, I've actually reached out to them about a possible affiliate where you can get some free weeks of that to try for free. Time Doctor, we'll talk about that more on Thursday. Google Hangouts, and using Google Hangouts both for video and for messaging as a communication hub as you work remotely. We're a big fan of Vonage, our Vonage phone system. It's a cloud-based phone system. I can control how the phone rings. So if you call us right now, even though my office has been closed for almost 3 weeks, you would think somebody's in our office right now. They're not, but that's how we have it set up. And using a mobile app called Duo, D-U-O, by Google, to do video calls directly from our phone. Matter of fact, about a week ago, we did our first virtual property management meeting using Duo, using video phones with our clients. We were able to sign up a new property, and we did it all remotely. And so finally, the last thing I want to give you, kind of a tip here, is number 5, and this might be maybe the most important one of all of them, is we need to show grace to people during this time. I have noticed in the past 2 weeks in my business, people are scared and people are on edge, myself included, with everything that's going on. Sellers, buyers, tenants, rental owners, brokers, attorneys, lenders, everybody's kind of on edge. I've had some phone calls from rental owners that are scared, and some of them got mad at me to later call back and apologize. It's just because we're on edge. So right now, we need to show grace to each other, because if we show grace to other people when they blow up on us, and really there's no reason for them to, but that's just how they respond in this situation. If we can show grace to others, hopefully when we need it, when we make mistakes and we blow up on somebody, they can show grace to us. So I want to leave you with that. We need to help each other. We're all in this together. Everybody's kind of on edge. So let's work as best we can, be as positive as we can throughout this. And we're going to get through this. We will get through it. Might be 2 months, might be 4 months, but either way, we're going to get through it. And when we come out of the tunnel on the other side, if we plan it right, we follow our action plan, and we follow through, we should be in a better area than we were going into it, with a better foundation, and be able to help more people with our skills and services and everything. So I'm going to throw the great for all the comments. Ask any questions. I left a few minutes in here just to answer any questions that I can see. Not too quick on, or I'm not too used to this new setup on here, let me throw this link in here. And I'm also used, when I'm doing these, I'm very interactive. So this is kind of getting me out of my comfort zone to be able to do this. Let me throw this in here. There is my Google link, which will take you to my book list. There it is, book list. Let me know if you see it. Throw a like underneath it. Let me know that y'all can see that. That is a lot of books that I put together. The highlighted ones in there. The highlighted ones in there, the ones that I've read. This is one of my favorite quotes of all times. Okay. You will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. Okay. You will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people that you meet and the books you read. So we now have the opportunity, because we now have some time, for a limited amount of time, but we have time to learn some new skills and learn these new things. All right, I see some of y'all have liked that link, so obviously y'all are seeing it. Let me see if there's any questions. Rachel, you're absolutely right. We're all going to get through this, staying positive and helping each other. Thanks for the pep talk. I really was not planning on this being a pep talk, but really I feel like this is kind of what we need to hear. Things are going to get better, and we just need to help each other as much as we can. Let's see, offering ePro, that's some messages for them. Any specific tips on working from home? Lots of us, so this is Darcy's question, have home offices, but working from home 100% can be tough. Sometimes I'll find anything to distract myself. So my tips for that, and yes, I'm an office person. Now, as you can tell, I've been working from home more. I tell you, it is absolutely awesome to be able to go downstairs and see my kids. That is definitely a blessing that's there. I asked my son, Luke, who's 4, I said, is there anything good that's come out of this whole quarantine coronavirus, the corona, as he calls it? He says, I really like how you and mommy are home more. That is awesome. So first, I would take that as a positive. But yes, tips from working from home, have a specific area, have it set up for work, and set times, set time limits. Tell your family hey, listen, I need 60 minutes, I need an hour to really focus on what I'm doing. Maybe we're going to take more breaks throughout the day, which is fine. But, just be sure that they know they're on the same page. Right now, I can see them out the window. My wife's outside with the kids, so they knew I had this video call today. So we're doing that. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Awesome. Free Nikon photography class for April. Very good. That's a great tip. Stacy says NAR is offering ePro for free. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do you know of a way to record video chats? Would like to have a video chat with a lender and post it later on social media. BombBomb allows you to record your screen. Ashley asked that question. BombBomb will allow you to record your screen. If not, and you're on a Mac, you could look at something I think Mac has it built in, actually, QuickTimes or whatever. If you've been to any of my classes, you know I'm not a big fan of Apple, but they do have a program that allows you to do it. There's a program, I think it's free. Let me look real quick. The joys of doing this on your computer. Jing, Jing, Jing by TechSmith, and Snagit, Snagit. They allow you to capture videos and pictures on your computer, and then you can record it. Tony's right too. If you're doing it with Zoom, you can record it in Zoom. Just a heads up, Zoom has been making the news lately about some issues with hackers and all. So keep an idea with that. Make sure you have a good password. I say this every time. Password is a horrible word to use for password. So have a good password for all of that. Video recordings that will work with Android. What is the best app? Don Lou, I think it's on here. There's actually some apps you can download that allows you to record your screen on your phone. So let me see if I've got one here real quick. I can't find it right now because I have about 300 apps on my phone. But let me give you my email address. Y'all write this down. If y'all have tech questions, whatever, I'll help you as best I can. My email is Mark, M-A-R-K, @srealtynow.com. shoot me your email if you have any questions, and I'll try to respond to them as much as I can. I'm doing more and more of these classes to try to help people learn about technology and everything. But so that'll help. I got a few more minutes here. I'm going to look at any more questions. You're right. Good, Tony. Zoom has added passwords to meetings, so hopefully that slows down the hackers. That is a good thing. Jason says, get dressed for work every day as if you're going to the office or meeting with clients. Helps you feel like you are at work mentally. Absolutely. Stick with your routine. If normally you get to the office at 8 o'clock, be dressed, be ready to go. Even if you're working upstairs, you're down in your basement, be there and ready to go by 8 o'clock. And here's the thing, you can't really complain about traffic getting in and out. So absolutely, I try my best to get up and get dressed. Somebody mentioned today, hey, you got your Saunders shirt on. Yeah, got a lot going on today. So very, very good points there. So has this been helpful before I jump out of here? Has this been helpful at all? Give me some, throw a couple comments in there. Let me know what you think. And let me know, you can put it in the comments below. I hope the book list helps you out. And anything at all that you can think about, send me a message here through Facebook, send me an email, and all of that. First time I've done a Facebook Live event like this, so hopefully it's helpful. I can't tell because I can't really see any of y'all. Thank you all so much for the comments, and thank you, NC Realtors, for letting me do this. Y'all keep in touch with NC Realtors. They have some great education stuff coming through the work that can help you learn a lot of the things that we've talked about today. Thank y'all all so much for the comments coming in. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great next few months. We're all going to be all right. Thanks, y'all.